Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is September 16th, 2014, and today is Tuesday. So as the week progresses, we've got a lot of new numbers. Looking at the economic calendar this week, looking at the numbers coming out today, we've got some at 10:30. We've got some numbers coming out of the GBP. It's a CPI number, inflationary number. At 11 o'clock, we have the euro. German Swiss survey, which is another inflationary number, and then at 2:30 South African time, we have some numbers coming out of the U.S. And then later in the day, much later in the day, Bank of Canada governor will be speaking and having a conference. So lots happening in the markets these days. Looking at this past week, it's been a very volatile week from the previous week. So looking over the month. We're looking at, the GBP losing over 481 pips versus the U.S. dollar. Looking at the Euro USD, we saw a retracement of 465 pips on the downside. So things have been very, very weak, but they look like they're consolidating at these levels. So looking right now, if we look right now at the Euro USD, which is this chart right here, you see that we're in consolidation mode right here. Okay, there's not much going on, but there is, these little plays. So looking at the week, we're trading within a 29 pip range. But if we break any of these upper levels, or the lower levels, there could be a breakout. I would be more inclined to think that some of these symbols that have been completely beaten up the past month or so will have some sort of bounce. So I'm more inclined to say on the upside than I am to say on the downside. Looking at the USD Japanese yen, we're hovering at 107 level. Okay, we broke that 105 level right about here, and now we're in new territory. There's there's a little bit of resistance at 110ish. 108, so I would keep an eye on it, okay, but just realize that it's still very, very, very strong. For some reason I'm having some issues, some technical issues populating my graphs larger. I hope you guys can bear with me just for today. Looking at the GBP USD, we retraced quite harshly and we've bounced. We're now in consolidation area right here. So there's, like I said, there's lots going on. As long as you're picking your spots quite carefully, so it looks like we've had this soft landing in the GBP USD, which has been trading. So I would look for some upward momentum today with some news coming out. Okay, maybe we can hit 163, 164, something that would really catapult this back into levels that we've seen before, which was 172 on the upside. Looking at gold, we finally broke the 1240 level, and we're 1250 to 1240 level, and we're hovering at 1235 right now, which is a little bit below. Okay, so I would still look for some sort of resistance at 1240. Let's see if this thing stays below 1240, or it might violate it and find a new range to trade with. So it's something you have to consider. On the GBP. Looking at the Dow Jones here, the Dow Jones, like we said, was trading in a range, and look at that, we broke the bottom of the range, and we're just hovering right by 17,000. So we're not at 17,125, but we are hovering at 17,000. If we do break this 17,000, we might see it retrace back to 1690, 1680. This is hard trading, to tell you the truth, but because it has been in a pretty tight range lately, but I do expect some sort of momentum, maybe some sell-off right before Thanksgiving, and then maybe see some new highs towards the end of the year. Looking at the Aussie USD, also completely, obliterated this past year, and now we're just, on the bottom. So you see a lot of on the bottom type of trades. This is just the USD and the Japanese yen, so it's on the top, but basically all these symbols are all going through the same thing. just across the board with the USD. So, relatively, we see that the USD is very strong across the board. However, there should be some sort of retracement. If the market does sell off in the States with the Dow Jones, that means the USD will get weaker, and therefore bringing the other currencies, the counter currencies, up, like the euro, the GBP, the Japanese yen, etc. If we look, for example, at the GBP Japanese yen here, okay, you'll see that didn't retrace so much. Okay, it's nothing like this massive downward move. It's this little retracement right here. We're still strong. The GBP is still very strong compared to other currencies. So it's really just the dollar that's gotten much stronger. And another indication of that is the USD ZAR. Looking at it right here, USD ZAR has been trading at 11, traded all the way up to 11, and now we're tracing back to 10.99, just a little bit below it. But it's still, it got weak. It broke this 10.30 level, okay? And then once it broke this 10.30 level, you see where we're hovering. We're hovering at 11. I believe the high is 11.50, all-time high. So, like I said, the dollar's been very strong. So we've got some news coming out of the GBP this morning, some news coming out of the U.S. and Canada. So I'd like to see how things play out and see how we can develop later on in the week as the market continues to have more information coming out. Tomorrow we've got a lot of information coming out on the GBP. So, if you're not inclined to trade today, it's okay, but, you may want to build the position for tomorrow in the GBP. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading.com. Want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thanks.